This has nothing to do with this. I don't know why I picked it up. Maybe you saw, I don't know. But it's a bomb bag, and I got little bombs in it, crochet, see? They don't explode. Not yet. I'm not done with them. What's in the box, I hear you saying? Well, you get a little bit of context clue from the background. Oh, and I figured out the green screen. I think I mentioned that already, but the last time I tried to stream with it, I was an apparition. I haven't opened it yet. I've had it for a couple of hours, but I've been super busy today, and I wanted to open it on stream with, well, let's see. No, there's someone else here. Hello, other person. I'm opening a box. But you figured out the green screen, so it looks like I'm not transparent. So that's good. What's in the box? Oh my god. I shall show you here. Aren't these a cool pair of scissors? I think these scissors are so cool. Oh, this is most certainly what I ordered. That's good. It's always good to get what you ordered. Get on camera. And then for the illiterate out there, it's Daggerheart. It's the core set. Not a core set, but a core set. I don't think anyone thinks of a core set whenever I tell them or anyone tells them that they got a core set. But my brain is like, core set, girdle. Because even though I'm only in my 30s, in my heart of hearts, I am a 80-year-old man. I'll just tell you that right out the gate. Be careful, I don't want to damage it. I just got it. Oh, I ordered this thing months ago. It was supposed to get here in September, but it got delayed, so it didn't get here until today. And I just assumed it wouldn't come in today because it's already been delayed and I've already been waiting for months. So I'm pretty happy that it actually showed up. I was about to rip the Daggerheart cover off. No, it just slides off. Who's illiterate now? Not me. I'm silly. I think this is going to be the cards. Yes. This is one of my favorite things about the entire concept of Daggerheart. I did a one-shot run that a buddy named Matt, he ran it, but he didn't have any of the cards or the book or anything. He just printed a bunch of stuff out at the Staples and we just rolled with it. So it's going to be nice to have the actual card set. And the reason I really like the concept of the cards is that in D&D, which is what I'm familiar with, my tabletop experience only goes back a couple of years. And of that experience, 99% of it has been D&D 5th edition, where you have to not memorize, you write it down on the piece of paper, your character sheet, but all your skills and spells and feats and all of that, and then you and the DM have to keep track of how many you use. With the cards, I haven't read all of it yet, but from what I understand, you get the cards when you level up. In D&D, when you would level up, you could choose a new set of spells or a new feat. Now you will have cards, and whenever you use it, the skill, I think you play the card, so you can keep track better of how many uses you have, or how many uses you've gone through. So this is one of the key things that I have been excited about. Whenever we were playing the one-shot with everything just printed out, we did just have a piece of paper that was like, these are the cards you would have, which is cool. It was an awesome session. It was great. It just wasn't as cool as this is going to be. Set this down right here for a moment. And then we have the book, Core Rule Book. I hope I don't need a character book like you do D&D. There's character books and then there's DM books, because all I got is the DM book. I got the core set because I want to try running a game. I've never been a dungeon master or game master before, and I think I'd be really good at it. What I wouldn't be good at is keeping track of everyone's spells and stuff like that, what they've chosen. Basically, my players would be able to freaking scam and cheat me, because I'd be like, I don't know if you've used that yet, you tell me. And if they wanted to, they could be like, nope, I sure haven't, so I'm going to use that for the first time, and I still have 5 spell slots available. And they're like, cool. And then next time, when they try to use it again, I'll be like, I don't know, you tell me. They'd be like, nope, I haven't used it, so I'm going to use it now, and I still have 5 spell slots left. So, but now we have cards. I'll be able to keep track of it better. At least that's the hope. Which, I don't have any experience, so We'll see. We'll have to see how it goes. Maybe it complicates the process. I don't imagine it would, but it might. Daggerheart, core rule book. This book is nice. Daggerheart team, then there's the team. I think it's Critical Role. I've never watched that show, but I've heard about it a lot. So I guess, if you want to know, I'll show it to you. I'm not going to read it all. There we go. You can pause the screen and take a look. Got a press team, cool. Content, introduction, chapter 1, preparing for adventure. I add words a lot whenever I'm reading out loud. I guess my brain just says, no, there should be the there. Chapter 2, playing an adventure. Chapter 3, running an adventure. That's the one that I need to probably read a bunch of times. Chapter 4, adversaries and environments. Chapter 5, campaign frames. And you got your appendix. Introduction. Welcome to Daggerheart. Daggerheart is a collaborative fantasy role-playing game of incredible magic and heroic adventure. During your journey, you may find yourself rubbing elbows with nobles to investigate and stop an assassination plot, delving into an ancient dungeon to prevent an apocalypse, or I guess, I guess there's a lot of apocalypses. An apocalyptic creature from breaking free. We should probably just leave it alone. If it's locked in a dungeon and we go and open the door, I don't know, it kind of sounds like we would be the ones letting out the apocalyptic creature at that point. But I'll let the players figure that one out. Sailing across the vast ocean to face a terrifying sea monster or preventing a precious relic from falling into the hands of dangerous enemies. No matter the adventure your party embarks upon, Daggerheart provides the tools to tell a story that is both heartfelt and epic. We'll see about heartfelt. And we'll see about epic. I should probably talk to the guy that ran the last Daggerheart one-shot campaign I participated in. He ran a Fallout campaign that it fizzled out, unfortunately, but it was a lot of fun, and he seemed to know what he was doing, so I can talk to him about it. What is a tabletop role-playing game? If you ordered or ran across this book and got it and didn't know, that's good for you. Get a better hold on this thing. A tabletop role-playing game, or TTRPG, is an immersive, interactive storytelling experience where players take on the roles of characters within a shared world and collaborate to tell a story about those characters. Daggerheart is meant to be played by 3 to 6 people, known as your group or table, with one person taking the role of the game master, or GM. It always used to be called DM when I was growing up, and it's not like I ever played to really familiarize myself with it. It's just kind of awkward to begin calling it a game master when it's, like, in my brain, it's always been dungeon master. That's not important. While the others each play a single character referred to as a player character, or PC, the GM facilitates the story that takes shape around the PCs. They introduce rewards, complications, and consequences to the narrative, embody the story of their characters, also known as non-player characters or NPCs, and help the story progress each time you play together. See, that's the main reason I want to try my hand at DMing, because I think I can come up with some pretty fun stories. Maybe I'll write some of them on stream and we can do it together. What kind of role-playing game is Daggerheart? Daggerheart is a heroic, narrative-focused experience that features combat as a prominent aspect of play. That's where the cards will come in. The system facilitates emotionally engaging, player-driven stories, punctuated by exciting battles and harrowing challenges. The game takes a fiction-first approach, that's good, encouraging players and GMs to act in good faith with one another and focus on the story they are telling rather than the complexity. That's really what I'm into about the Daggerheart concept. I haven't delved deep enough to really say, this is amazing, I love this. I like it, for sure. And I really like the dice rolls and the hope and fear element of it. Is element the right word there? I think it is. The rules provide structure when it's unclear. Sorry, I'm just going to restart this paragraph. The game takes a fiction-first approach, encouraging players and GMs to act in good faith with one another and focus on the story they are telling rather than the complexity of the mechanics. The rules provide structure when it is unclear how actions or moments will resolve within the story. The system takes a free-flowing approach to combat to avoid slowing actions or movements, slowing the game down with granular rounds, and it doesn't rely on grid-based movement. For maps and minis, these aspects coalesce to create a game that allows for the terrain and map building and miniature-based system are known for, while facilitating a streamlined narrative experience for players. That is something I really loved about that one shot. In D&D, you roll for initiative, and the player with roll a d20, and the game master also rolls initiative for the creatures that you're fighting. And everybody that's at the table has to roll. Let's say it's 5 players. One rolls a 20, one rolls a 19, one an 18, one a 17, one a 16. The person that rolled a 20 would go first. The one that rolled a 19 would go second, so forth and so on. And then the game master, not dungeon master, the game master also rolls initiative for the creatures. So let's say there's 2, and monsters roll a 17 and a 16. I'm not sure if the player or the monster would go first. I'm going to be honest about that. I'm not sure. I might be able to find it. Well, no, I wouldn't. Because that's what's great about Daggerheart. There's no initiative. You just fight like you would in a real scenario. If it were to exist in real life, I don't think people would be like, hey, the monster hasn't attacked yet, so I can't do anything. No, you just fight. You see a monster or monsters, and you fight, and they fight back. Crazy concept, I know, right? But that is one of the really fun things about Daggerheart. Just from the one shot I did of this game, that is one of my favorite elements for sure. If you're looking for a tabletop RPG that tells a heroic fantasy stories with modern approach to mechanics, focusing on both epic battles and the emotional narrative of the characters who fight in them, you have come to the right place. Daggerheart also utilizes an asymmetrical design. Players, meaning that it plays differently for the GM than it does for the players. Players roll 2 12-sided die for their PCs, standard actions, including their attacks. I guess that would be a standard action. The GM can make most moves without dice, but they roll a 20-sided die for adversary moves that require a roll. The asymmetrical design is intended to help all participants contribute to a memorable experience for everyone at the table. Something that I really wanted to try, but I didn't get the opportunity to whenever I was doing the one-shot as a player. We were one attack away from beating the boss, let's say, and I was reading the printed out rule. I might have it right here, actually. No, not that one. This might be it. No, it's DOT stuff. It's probably in my living room. But I had a stack of papers with the rules for the players. And right as we beat the final boss, I was like, if you don't kill, I didn't say it, but I was thinking, if you don't kill this boss with this next attack, I'm going to team up with the wizard and we're going to do a all-out attack. That's the best way I can describe it. If you've ever played Persona, whenever you trigger it, you can do an all-out attack where multiple characters attack at once, and it can be the entire group, or it could be a pair that do things together, like a special move. I was playing as a frog, who was also a rogue, and the wizard was a wizard. I think it was a human. And I wanted to team up somehow and do an epic all-out attack on the boss, wizard and frog style. And unfortunately, I didn't get the opportunity, but we killed the boss. I just happened to read that at the last possible minute. Next time, right? I'll encourage people to do it in my games that I run. I'll be like, hey guys, just so you know, you can do all-out attacks, and maybe I'll have a wizard and a frog that can do some amazing things together. Part of the game. In Daggerheart, you and your fellow players all take turns describing what your characters do. The GM determines the consequences of those actions. See, I also want to have control. I'm not going to lie. That's one of the elements that is attracting me to being a GM. I will be extremely fair. You wouldn't even be able to comprehend how fair I would be, or I will be, when we're playing. Don't want to throw any shade at the DMs and games that I have played in. They're all really great people that do what they can with what they have. But there are moments where, and it's not moments where I'm trying to do stuff that I feel like it's not fair, but it'll be other people at the table. They'll try something or try to speak up, and I'll just notice, because I'm being very observant of all of my surroundings, just always, especially people's reactions and what they're trying to accomplish in any given moment. And I just see them miss out on opportunities that they seem to want. And it's the games I've played, the tabletops, they are chaotic, and there are a lot of people sitting at the table trying to do stuff. So if the other people that are trying to accomplish something, but I feel like they're not able to, it does kind of bother me, just to be honest about it. So when I'm DMing, I'm going to try to make sure that I give the opportunity to all of the players to really do what they're trying to do. Make sense? And me, I'm so loud and boisterous that I'm gonna get done what I want to get done most of the time. And I don't run over other people and take priority over them. I always, even as a player, I make room for other people to do stuff. And I just want to continue that as a GM, not a DM, it's a GM now. When the rules called for it, or when situations demands, you will roll the dice to inform what happens next. Depending on the result of the roll, the events of the ongoing story will unfold in new and unexpected ways. That's where the hope and fear elements come in, because if you roll a fear, what do you think is going to happen? You think it's going to go well for you? Not so much. But that's really cool. I really like that. And it's the same deal with a D20. If you roll a 1, that's a critical fail. And you don't need a fear token to feel that. You know what I mean? This, from what the book is saying, just streamlines that and makes it more engaging and faster pace. And in the one shot I played, that was true. There is no winning or losing in Daggerheart in the traditional gaming sense. The game is a collaborative storytelling experience where the goal is to play out an incredible story together. Even if the characters fail to achieve their goals right away, make big mistakes, or even die, they never lose. If a character dies, the party can look for a way to bring them back to life, or that player can make a new character for the party to meet along their journey. In all of the games I've played, none of us have had to do that before. We always just barely squeak out. Like, whenever we finished book 2 of a 5-part series that the DM of the first game I really got into, when we wrapped that up, we had to come up with a name for our team, group. And so going into book 3, we would have a representation, hey, we are and people can recognize that. And what we chose was the Razor Goats. And the razor element comes from just barely making it out on the razor's edge, but also, we're the greatest of all time. It was a fun game. It was a really fun name. It was a lot of fun. If the group fails to stop the villain from enacting a terrible plan, they might face the consequences of that failure and try to make it right. If they succeed, they may triumphantly win the day, or they might get anger or embolden an even stronger enemy who retaliates. You might win the day, you think you're killing the boss, but also, or actually, that was the mini-boss, and you made the actual boss very angry. I think that's what it's saying. No matter what happens during the story, as long as you're working together to craft a narrative that is fun and exciting to everyone, you've already won. I agree with that. I understand people that do like hardcore D&D or hardcore WoW, World of Warcraft, because they want to really put their all into their player character. And I understand that, and maybe one day I'll have a character like that. But the way I see it, and you let me know if this is not a great way of looking at it, but the characters are kind of disposable. You know what I mean? You can just roll a new one. I'll visit my old character's grave. I'll be somber in that moment. But right now, they're dead, and we still need a 5th player. So let me whip up a new character sheet. Touchstones. Daggerheart derives inspiration from a variety of sources. Below is an abridged list of media the design team drew from when crafting this game. Wow, the first one's a shock. Tabletop RPGs. 13th page from Pelgrane Pass. Apocalypsis Key from Evil Hat Productions. Oh, I guess these are different games. I thought it was going to be like telling a story other pages were. Books. J.R.R. Tolkien. Who would have guessed it? The Wheel of Time. I tried to get into the Wheel of Time, and I just didn't find it that interesting. And then when I looked at how long the series was, I was like, I'm good. Never mind. Films and television, The Dragon Prince, The Dark Crystal. If you don't know what The Dark Crystal is, it's freaking awesome. It was a really good movie from back in the 80s, and during COVID, whenever everyone was inside, I ran across the Netflix series for The Dark Crystal, and I want to say they only did 1 season, and it was really good. I think they did 2 seasons. I'm pretty sure it was 2. They were both excellent, and the 2nd season was better than the 1st. I think, if there were 2 seasons. Regardless, it just got better with each episode, but Netflix, they can't have that. They don't like that. They want to end something when it's in its prime. That seems to be their modus operandi. Hey, is this really cool, and are people loving it? Yes. Cancel it. Can't let them have it. I don't know. Poor. Core mechanics overview. The dice players use in Daggerheart most commonly fall into 2 different categories. Your duality dice and your damage dice. Your duality dice are 2 different colored 12-sided dice, or D12s. My hand's getting in the way in the shadow. Hold it weird. That represents hope and fear. I was worried. I was like, it's fear. These dice embody the fate of the world and its effect on the character's success. Your damage dice corresponds to the weapon or spell your character wields, expressing the deadliness of a successful attack. When you roll to see whether your character succeeds or fails at a task or challenge, you roll your duality dice and take the sum of their result. Then add any bonuses your character has that apply to the action. If the total is equal to or higher than the difficulty set by the GM, your character succeeds. If it's lower, they fail. Pretty simple. You will also tell the GM whether your hope or fear die rolled higher. As the situations around you change based on that result, we'll discuss this more in depth in the core mechanics section of Chapter 2. Sessions and campaign. When the GM and players gather to play Daggerheart, that game is called a session. Each session is a small story, and if the group plays more sessions, these small stories become part of a larger narrative known as a campaign. Longer campaigns may be broken into arcs. I think that's what the DM was doing whenever I was playing and we were the Razor Goats. Dang, no. Multiple sessions collectively focused on a specific part of the story. If overthrowing a corrupt ruler is a campaign, recruiting allies from neighboring kingdoms is an arc within that campaign. Daggerheart is built to accommodate many kinds of stories. Your group might enjoy playing an open-ended campaign that lasts months, meeting every week to continue your character's stories indefinitely, or you could design a set number of sessions and play with a definitive endpoint. Your group might enjoy a short 10-session romp with a party of characters before making new ones. Or you may only want to play one session known as a one-shot. That's what I did with Daggerheart. Participated in, I didn't run it. All of those options are wonderful ways to play. Do what works best for your group. The golden rule. Treat others how you want to be treated. Let's see what it says. It's a lot of text for treat others how you want to be treated, but we'll see. The most important rule of Daggerheart is to make the game your own. The rules included in this book are designed to help you enjoy the experience at the table, but everyone has a different approach to interpreting rules and telling stories. The rules should never get in the way of the story you want to tell, the characters you want to play, or the adventures you want to have. As long as the group agrees, everything can be adjusted to fit your playstyle. If there's a rule you'd rather ignore or modify, feel free to implement any changes with your table's consent. I mean, that's a pretty good golden rule. I think that's what session 0 is for. Before you start your campaign, everyone gets together and creates their characters and stuff like that. And you go over what the rules for that specific campaign will be. And they're going to stay like that through the campaign. So it's good. If you want a spell that's not in the 5th edition book of D&D, you can bring that up to the DM and tell them, hey, I want to use this. It's not in 5th edition, or it's like a homebrew spell. As long as you clear it with the DM in session 0, you should be good. Unless they say no, but they usually have a reason why. You know what I mean? They're not trying to be rude, and they're just like, I can't have that because I don't want you to. It's more of, that one particular spell might just destroy everything I had planned for you guys, so no. Ruling over rules. When playing Daggerheart, the GM and players should always prioritize rulings over rules. Yes, I agree with that as well. So me and the book are in alignment, because who needs rules? You like following rules? No, I didn't think so. Rulings over rules. The book offers answers for many questions your table may have about the game, but it won't answer all of them. When you are in doubt about how a rule applies, the GM should make a ruling that aligns with the narrative. That's something else about being a DM. The person running the game, they get final say. And that's a good and bad thing. I've never had it result in negative experience, but I could see a DM being rude to a specific player that maybe they just don't like, or anything else. Maybe they don't like the color of their shirt, and it could potentially be, why are you singling me out? You're not doing this to any of the other players. I haven't seen that happen, and I hope it never happens while I'm running a game. And if it does happen, I would want my players to call me out, but that's neither here nor there. For example, Daggerheart has a weapon called the Grappler that lets you pull a target close to you. If you try to use it to pull an entire castle, the weapon text doesn't forbid you from doing that, but it doesn't make sense within the narrative. Instead, the GM might rule that you pull a few bricks out, or pull yourself towards the wall instead. That would be fun. Similarly, if your character does something that would logically result in immediate death, such as grappling a brick wall and getting yanked towards it, right? Such as diving into an active volcano without precaution. What kind of precaution? I guess a spell, maybe? You might not get to make one of Daggerheart's death moves, which normally give you control of your character's fate in their final moments. This kind of consequence should be made clear before the action is completed, and it should always follow the logic of the world. As a narrative-focused game, Daggerheart is not a place with technical, out-of-context interpretations of the rules are encouraged. Daggerheart is not a place where technical, out-of-context interpretations of the rules are encouraged. Everything should flow back to the fiction, and the GM has the authority and responsibility to make rules about how rules are applied and underscore that fiction. Using this book, the Daggerheart Core Set Rulebook is divided into 5 chapters. Chapter 1, Prepare for Adventure. This chapter covers everything you need to know to make a character in Daggerheart system. That's good. Chapter 2, Playing an Adventure. This chapter details the core game mechanics you will need to play a session, as well as how to level up your character, multi-class to access new domains, and use special equipment you might discover during play. Chapter 3, Running an Adventure. This chapter is specifically for the GM, giving you the tools you will need to run sessions and campaigns, in addition to detailing the core GM mechanics. This chapter guides you on using safety tools, running Session 0, customizing campaign maps, planning story arcs, and more. Chapter 4, Adversaries and Environments. This chapter provides rules and stat blocks for filling your world with challenging adversaries and dynamic environments. You can use the pre-generated advisory and environment stat blocks, or follow this chapter's guidance to create your own. I think I'll probably be creating my own, but I don't know yet. But if I had to guess, Chapter 5, Campaign Frames. This chapter provides campaign frame options you can use to structure long-term play in the appendix. Lastly, this is where domain card text, character sheets, character guides, maps, and all other references, documentation for the game can be found. Super duper. I'm not going to read this entire book to you on camera. I'll do that on my own time. Probably get through it faster if I'm not reading aloud. I'm excited. I think this is going to be really fun. And I do believe I will be a good GM, Game Master. I keep saying DM. Let's look at some cards, y'all. I like the artwork. It's really pretty. Like, this whole set is nice. They put a lot of effort into it from what I can tell. There we go. I'm looking for what would be your early cards. Here we go. This one has a 1 on it, so 1 is first, right? Maybe not in the world of Daggerheart. I don't know. We'll find out, won't we? You open it like a pack of cigarettes? Yep. Don't smoke, kids. On a pack of cigarettes, the cellophane, where the gold line is, there's usually a tab to just whoop. So that's what I'm looking for if you're curious. There we go. I don't know if the 1 up there in the corner means level 1, and the 0 by the battery, let's say, means that it doesn't cost anything to cast. I shall learn that as I go. But this one is Rune Ward. You have a deeply personal trinket that can be infused with protective magic and held as a ward by you or an ally. Describe what it is and why it's important to you. The ward's holder can spend a hope to reduce incoming damage by 1d8. So that would mean if you roll the die and you're about to take 10 damage and you happen to roll an 8, you only take 2 damage. That did happen during the session I played. If the ward die results is 8, the ward's power ends after it reduces damage this turn. It can be recharged for free on your next rest. So in D&D, you have long and short rest. You'll get some of your spell slots back and you'll recover some of your HP. But a long rest recovers everything. And this one just says your next rest. Didn't say long rest, didn't say short rest. And we did a one-shot, so we didn't need to rest. So it'll be interesting to see how the resting works in this game. Unleash chaos. That's what I do. Everywhere I go, I unleash chaos, I tell you. At the beginning of a session, place a number of tokens equal to your spellcast trait on this card. I don't know what that means. Make a spellcast roll against target within far range and spend any number of tokens to channel raw energy. And it's still picking up. Phone screen timed out, so I didn't know if it was still doing this. But it is. Make a spellcast roll against a target within far range and spend any number of tokens to channel raw energy from within yourself to unleash against them. On a success, roll a number of d10s equal to the tokens you spent and deal that much magic damage. That seems like it could get really high, right? That's a good thing, right? Mark a stress. I'm not sure what the stress is. I remember it coming up, but I can't remember. Mark a stress to replenish this card with tokens up to your spellcast trait. At the end of the session, clear all unspent tokens. So what if your session ends in the middle of a battle? I've had that happen, and man, it sucks. Especially if you have a big board table you're playing at, and you got a bunch of character models, little miniatures, and you got a bunch of monsters, and it hits the deadline. This is where the session ends. So everyone takes a picture. Hopefully we can get everything back in position by the next session. I guess this would be one of those situations where you and the DM have to collaborate and decide if you can actually dismiss your tokens and regain them at the beginning of the next session, or I imagine if it would say, keep the ones you have right now, don't clear them, write a note of how many you have, and at the end of this battle, once y'all go to whatever you were going to do after this battle, then we will say that is when the session begins. So you can play your card again, and you can reassign your tokens. Or the DM might be like, no, go ahead, start of the session. I know you're 3/4 of the way through the battle, and you've spent all your tokens, but this is the beginning of the session, so go ahead and get your tokens back. And maybe they do a devastating attack and just wrap it up, and you're like, we can move on. It'll be interesting to see how all of that different stuff works. Earthquake. Make a spellcast roll, 16, once per rest. On a success, all targets within very far range who aren't flying must make a reaction roll, 1d18. It's probably a reference to something in the book. Targets who fail take 3d10 plus 8. Oh wow. Physical damage and are temporarily vulnerable. Targets who succeeded take half damage. Now this card it seems like a pretty good card, and it has a 9 in the corner and a 2 by the lightning bolt. So I thought that I don't even know if that means you have to be level 9 to play this card. Just whenever I saw the top card had a 1 on it, I thought all of these cards would be level 1. Gore and Glory. When you critically succeed on a weapon attack, gain an additional hope or clear an additional stress. Additionally, when you deal enough damage to defeat an enemy, gain a hope or clear a stress. That sounds too much like Magic the Gathering. Which, I'm not enthusiastic about Magic the Gathering, but I'm not against it either. It can just get kind of intense. It's too competitive for me. I don't really like anything competitive. That's why I really got into D&D in the first place, because everybody works together. You're not competing with each other. And I prefer that a lot. Magic the Gathering. This is not mine, and it's driving me crazy that it's in my possession. This shouldn't be in my possession. It should be in the owner's possession. Every time I try to give it back, they tell me, oh, hold on to it, and you can use it next time we play. That was like 3 months ago. I haven't seen them since then. They had a bunch of these different decks. Not that that makes it any kind of different. I believe they have enough Magic decks to play as much as they want. Of course, it's not like they disappear after you play a round or game. Please come get your cards, please. I worry when I have stuff like this in my possession because I am clumsy. I am absent-minded. I don't want to damage it. It's in such good condition, and it's obviously nice, whatever it is. I don't know nothing about Magic either. So it's just like, I just have this thing that I need to make sure stays safe. So it's not a burden, but it's not a burden. There's a show I watch that usually does it live show on Tuesday, but they had too many technical difficulties last night, so they're doing it right now. And I really want to watch it. But I got the Daggerheart core set, and I did want to open it on stream and check it out. So I did that, and now I'm going to leave and go watch the show I like. Deep Fat Fried, but the Deep Fat Fried channel is nuked. Not as in gone, but just as in demonetized. So they still stream on there, but they dual stream on a channel called Onion Nuggets, because it's actually monetized, and they can have members on that channel. So if you're curious what show I'm going to watch right now, it's the Onion Nuggets. Watch it on the Onion Nugget channel. The original was Deep Fat Fried. started back in like 2017. They got in trouble, and that channel is out of the algorithm and it's unmonetizable. So they started a new channel called Onion Nuggets. Check it out. It's really good. One of my favorite YouTube creators, TJ Kirk, he's one of the hosts. So if you know who that is and you haven't heard of the show, Onion Nuggets, check it out. It's really good. But until next time, peace out, y'all.